How is everyone doing today? Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate you with your patience all the way through this project. Obviously, a little bit of a learning curve for me, just how to do these properly. And, I am truly excited though about this project. And I know whatever distributions and, different guys call me and I get it. And I have, sympathy. Obviously, I want this experience to be the best I can for you. And I do try my best to operate the property as hard as I can, as lean as I can, and update you guys as well. But I'll always take critical feedback. That's the only way I get better in this. I make plenty of mistakes myself and try to revive them as fast as I can and solve them. So if you guys have anything for me, this is your Thames Crossing Q3 update, and I'll continue to do these every quarter and just try to give you, more information on what's going on with the property, where is it at, how is it doing. And I was just over there yesterday and just kind of viewed the property, and I kind of wrote up a little report here just on what I saw, what I think we can do better. And now that we're stabilized, it's obviously much easier for everybody. And just keeping this full. So I met with the property management team and everybody and just how to get this thing to roll as hard as we can now. So now that we're finally in cash flow positive territory. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay. You guys should be able to see this. It's the Thames Crossing Q3 2023 report. And just so you guys know, I get reporting usually before the 10th of each month. So this gives me a few days to decipher what's going on and then answer the property management team answers my questions. We have Silverleaf Property Management is the ones that were watching this and watching the property and taking care of it. So, and I try to audit them too. I like to go over there, knock on some doors and just ask the tenants what's going on. And so I do some audits, and I try to do that monthly and just try to make sure, they're doing the best job they can. And, we got a few challenges in front of us, but we also, hey, we got some upside here that a few things that the property is stabilized because, when we finished this project, it was, late in the year of 2022. And of course you miss those college students and always when I realize this, especially in North Dakota and where we're at, we have military base and we have college kids. And, with that being said, there's a certain timeline where it gets slow and it speeds up. Obviously, your fastest months around our area are July, August. I'd say even June, July, August. Man, it's just a frenzy out there, people moving. So that usually is our best opportunity to get done. And so I think anytime I further do a project, I'm going to try and stabilize within that period if I'm doing multifamily townhomes. So anyway, we made it through the winter though, without hemorrhaging much cash, which was very good to see because, that property, you're heating units, you're paying the water bill, you're doing everything, obviously there isn't much, we keep them as cool as we can. And we just wanted to, hopefully bridge the gap getting through winter as we stabilized. And, we were about half full through the winter and made it into spring where then we started getting a lot of action and the property looks very nice. We actually moved the loan in June. So, to a P&I. And so now we're principal and interest. Of course, you have a 3.85% loan on this and we're paying down principal at about $5,000 per month. So, even if you're not getting cash flow, which I know, everyone wants, and so do I. And, but we are paying down the principal each and every month. And, the place is full now. So that really helps. It just really helps obviously with cash flow and you're not hemorrhaging money. So, the next challenge though, that I see here too, not necessarily a challenge, but we're getting into escrow. Now the taxes are starting to hit in. And usually when you do a new build, you will get escrow to start happening for taxes. So that way, every month we're budgeting for this each and every month. And then That way there's no lumpy, outflows of cash, because we want this thing as smooth as possible. You guys invested in this type of property, so literally we pay taxes, insurance, and that's honestly the biggest part of this. We have debt, right? Like, there's also snow removal and lawn, which I'm going to get to on next on, basically how the Q3 performance looks. And I got a few things that I want to talk to you about. So occupancy, average for Q3 was 83. That's, if you look, you can look all the way to the below and see that we were a little bit below cash flow. And that's just because we stabilized. We were not, we got a lot of our tenants in July. But July was a little painful too, because you finally get them on board. So, August was much better, September getting better. So, a little bit of turnover here happening just from tenants that moved in and from last year. So, but we are, sitting at 90% plus, which helps a lot of things. So we had a total income of 90,256. Expenses, including anything with taxes being due, of course, during this timeline, and everything else, we were running a pretty high expense ratio. But I think it's really due to the lack of income in, your July and August months, and then your high expenses with taxes coming out. So I hope that this thing I think this thing can run in the 30s, right? Like, I know that this property can run in the 30s. So that's my mission. Like, let's get this thing down there. Let's get it performing and let's get it operating. So obviously going into winter now, we want to keep the units full, so we're not heating any of the units. And obviously our income will stay the highest. So, our debt payment, over the 3-month pass, principal and interest is $50,793. So we actually lost $11,404 over that quarter. And again, that's a blend. So obviously you were losing money at the beginning of the quarter and you're basically money positive at the end of the quarter. But we ended a little bit below. And again, due to stabilization, nothing, we did our very best to fill these as fast as we could. I literally had my marketing teams on it. I had the property management team revved up on it. Everyone knows that this is an issue, and I wanted to put my best foot forward on trying to fill these up. So, areas of improvement. I like to, share for pure transparency, that we're doing the absolute best we can, and things that I can improve on. And like I said, don't hold back. I am, responsible to make sure that I can put my best foot forward for you guys and get this thing operating. So, I think areas of improvement, I think, like I said, we had a couple units turnover. So we're trying to just get a couple units filled up before winter here. I think only one of those was a vacant unit. So, I think they already had applications on this thing. To skip down to the third one, the neighbors improving this year. So lately we've been working on the city, with the property management team. We've been calling the city because over in this area, we ended up building most of these townhomes, but the problem was the city never had like an formal HOA approved. Like, it's 5-plexes. So you got to think, some people do their lawn very nicely, water that, but it's a strip. And some people don't even like going outside and mowing a lawn. So it kind of hurts our property on the westerly facing side because people don't want to take care of their stuff. And so we've been telling the city, hey, you got to get this done. I may pitch to the city that, maybe this entire area gets formulated into an HOA, just so, because there isn't a lot of lawn and the snow removal is a little bit chaotic. So I think, I'm going to pitch to the city and see what happens there. But it actually is affecting our people that move in. We get very qualified people that want to come in. And all of a sudden they look across and like, why is that neighbor not mowing? Why does his lawn look, just looks crappy? And it's just like, come on, man. So, I've talked to them. The property management has talked to them, and, we're doing the best. We can't make that guy mow his lawn. And we shouldn't be doing it for him. So we've been contacting the city just to hopefully step in and help there. So hopefully I got a better update on Q4 and, as things come in with that. So, but yeah, we had snow and lawn on the tenants, and that's something that we were going to try and see if we could do, but the lawn is so small over there. and people weren't weed eating and weeding the rock beds like we want, and they probably don't want to, right? They want to live in these townhomes and have it all prepped for them. Well, not everyone in Grand Forks wants that, right? Because it could cost you a little more on rent to pay for that, but it seems like people are willing to pay for it. They want it. So likely we do snow and lawn care for these tenants, and that'll be an expense for us going forward. So something else I want to improve, obviously better reporting. I want to get you guys better financials, better just asset management report, something I do each month for myself and work with my accounting team on. I want to provide a good template where you guys really, can understand what we're doing and trying to make happen here. So I'm going to work very hard here in Q4, making sure I can get a nice template made for you guys so you guys know what's going on and can make sense of, the property very quickly. Obviously, I'm trying to do everything so you guys can review this, look at it. You got questions, and we'll dive deeper into it. But I want you in a glimpse of a moment, be able to look, okay, yep, it looks good. Or, hey, I got a question about this, so we can dive deeper. So there's an 8% pref, which is cumulative. So even if we don't hit that this year, the moment that we signed the new agreement in March, that's when it's compounding, right? It's 8%. So, but this is cumulative, right? Like it doesn't go away. So like if you're earning 8% on your money, it's like no one, like myself as the sponsor, the one doing the work here, like I don't get paid a dime until this thing is funding. And so I just want you guys to know that. And if we don't hit it this year, which probably unlikely, right? And if we do hit it, there's a catch up next year. If we only hit a 3%, obviously you got 5% more next year. You need a 13% before I get paid a dime. So I just wanted to be very, transparent about that. So you guys are in good hands. This thing is making money. And we are paying down the principal right now. And we own, for 200 and I think it's 10,000 ish. We own some assets that are selling off on this thing that, selling around it at 230, 240. And if debt comes down in the next year or two, likely is going to happen that these things will actually jack up in price. And remember that even at a refi point in 5 years, if we hold and whatever, we can sell off these individual townhomes and pull out, my goal is hopefully give us all our equity back here at the end of 5 years. And, then we can, sit on it and keep owning it and have cash flow and have all our equity out of it. That would be a great thing. Right. So, that's what I'm working hard towards. I don't know a clear path forward as I don't know the macroeconomics and our rate's going to come down. I believe in the future that they will come back down, somewhat anyway. Is that 12 months, 24 months? I don't know. That's something it's out of my hands. So, and also any investors that were in 2022, there will be no K1s because of, basically your money went into escrow while we were into construction. And once we completed very end, basically there was no distributions. It doesn't make much sense to file with K1s. And it just didn't make sense on the accounting side. So, for 2023, we got the new agreement signed and everything is going like clockwork now. So prepare for those in 2023 and we will be our best to get those out as timely as possible. It sounds like mid-February and March, that's what we expect. So I'll give you another update on Q4. At the end of Q4, I'll have a better idea on when exactly those go out, but we are going to be timely with K1s for 2023. And here's a little bit of the path. We completed construction late, like I said, and we had a queue, basically end of Q4 or end of Q4 there in 22, where we got a few, 4 or 5 tenants, and then we filled up to, I think, an average about 48% in Q1. Q2, we were kind of on the 59% average, and then Q3, we moved up into 83, which now we're talking cash flow. I think at 85%, we're cash flow positive. And now we're, 90 plus right now and hovering and hopefully just stabilizing at that. I think these are a good product. We've been getting our rents that we've been asking for. We haven't had to reduce at all. The only way we'd reduce is probably a temporary 6-month lease or something to get through winter. And then, when the spring comes back, we'll get these things right back up to par. They're already asking. We're $1,850 for a 3-bed. 3 bath, which actually is a 4 bed. And I think there's apartments in town. There's 2 bed, 2 baths going for $1,850. So rents are pushing everywhere. And I think Empire Townhomes is another competitor of ours. They're likely $400 or $500 more than us right now. So, you know what? We feel pretty good that we have attached garages, heated. These are a pretty good product for the price and the way housing market looks like. It's like, this is the good in between where most people would rather rent these than go buy right now, just because of how expensive the market is for a fixer upper, something of that nature. So anyway, guys, you guys feel free to hit me up if you need anything. But here's your Q3 update for Thames. We are planning on a distribution. I am coming up with the amount, working with the accounting team this afternoon. I'm hoping to push them out next week. So I'll probably give you a quick update on that. But expect something hopefully next week that'll be electronic transfer into your checking account. I'll probably notify at the end of next week, just making sure that everything got out for you guys. So appreciate you guys. Winter's coming, so hopefully everyone's prepared for that. And guys, we'll see you at the Q4 update. See you.